Joining me now, Senior Advisor to U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Ron Vitiello. Ron, always nice to see you.
Great to be here.
Thanks for being with us tonight here on the Hill. The Alien Enemies Act of 1878. It allows for the president to detain non-citizens in a time of war. What's the war as the White House and the administration see it tonight?
Well, we've declared war on Tren de Aragua. The president has recognized them rightfully as a foreign terrorist organization. So nobody in America that wants safe streets, nobody in America that wants a secure border needs Tren de Aragua in the United States. And so getting them deported in large numbers is an important facet of the president's policy to secure the border and make America safe again.
So there was this hearing this afternoon, right, that the events happened over the weekend, both in the air and legally. There was a hearing today in Washington. The judge wasn't really having it with the administration. He said, quote, "You will need a good showing," meaning tomorrow when they come back and they go at it again for a second day. What happens if he continues to block this and the administration says, no, we need to get these folks out of here? What happens if there's this showdown?
Well, this is a matter of legal interpretation. What we know is that this gang, which didn't exist in the United States before 2023, is wreaking havoc in every city in America. They're viciously known for what they did in Colombia and what they do in their own country and what they've done here to real victims in the United States.
Yeah,
so they have no right to be here. We didn't invite them, and this is a good idea to get rid of them.
I hear you on legal it's up to legal interpretation, but you're not a lawyer. You're a border guy.
I'm an operator.
You're an operator on the border. So what happens? What happens? I guess it gets to the question: what happens if they say no, you can't go forward?
Well, I think that continues the legal fight. What I know about being an immigration officer, being an operator in the field, if you're in the country uninvited, without inspection, you cross the border illegally, and many of these folks are criminals as well, there's no reason for you to be in the United States, and that's what immigration law is all about. We're securing the border in wonderful terms, every measure that you want to list. Entries are down, more boots on the ground, help from every department of the government, state, defense, HHS, et cetera. I mean, things are looking really good on the border. We've seen the interior efforts with our brothers in ICE, and now it's time to remove the people who are in custody, including Tren de Aragua.
So the ACLU is the one that is taking up this fight legally. Here's what they described going into this hearing. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
I think we're on very dangerous ground here. This is as lawless an action as the administration has taken. If the administration is allowed to use wartime authorities anytime it wants to remove people, I think we are going to see more and more people being subjected to this type of Alien Enemies Act and a blurring of wartime authority with domestic authority.
They also said today after the court hearing that this is a constitutional crisis. To that, you would say?
I don't believe it's a crisis. This law was on the books for many years. The policymakers at the White House have said this is an opportunity for us to remove this gang from our city streets and keep them away from the border and send them back home.
The Democratic Senator Chris Murphy, he said another unconstitutional power grab by Trump after invoking wartime authority. We get closer to the collapse of our democracy. And then he listed a thread, and a White House official had on top of that, Chris Murphy D. Tren de Aragua, meaning basically he represents Tren de Aragua. Is it the view that if you oppose what the White House is trying to do, you are for Tren de Aragua?
Well, they're advocating for them to stay here. The judge is wondering about whether they should be removed or not. What do we know about this gang? They didn't exist in this country until 2023, and they're wreaking havoc all over the place. Ask the families of the victims that lost their daughters to this vicious gang and their members. We don't need them here. They're not invited here. And many of them are criminals just by the fact that they came here as Tren de Aragua. And we know that they're affiliated in some ways with the communist government there. Let
me move you to Gitmo before we head out here for the moment. The Allie Bradley down at the border, who was speaking with the DHS Secretary Christy No. Flights and illegal immigrants were going into Gitmo. That stopped. And Allie reported today that it is still a possibility. What is the status at Gitmo? Will we see more flights and more immigrants head to Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay, the naval station down there in Cuba?
Well, first of all, it's an honor for the Border Patrol to host her down at the border. You have a secretary now that understands what this operation requires and is happy to go and see the men and women that do it. So I'm glad for that. With regard to Gitmo, it's an all-of-the-above strategy. ICE needs detention space. That is the most famous detention center, jail in the world, probably. And so we used it for the worst of the worst. ICE did for Tren de Aragua with help from the military. This is their asset.
Right.
And we'll continue to use it for those kinds of people. And there's also a station there for the maritime interdictions. When people get caught at sea, we use Guantanamo Bay to stage them to repatriate.
Did it stop or pause? Why was that the case?
We filled it, and then those people were removed, and now it's empty, waiting for the next batch. It's all of the above. ICE needs detention.
Okay.
They need resources for detention, and Guantanamo is on the table as an all of the above strategy.
Ron Vitiello, got to leave it there, Senior Advisor to CBP. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.